Gestational diabetes is when women develop signs of what we call glucose intolerance during pregnancy. So that means that their blood glucose levels are higher than they should be during pregnancy. Diabetes can affect the growth of the baby, and we know that in women whose blood sugar levels are too high, the baby can grow too much and put on too much weight during the pregnancy. That can cause problems both in terms of actually physically delivering the baby, but also it puts the baby at increased risk of conditions like obesity and cardiovascular disease in the child's ongoing life.
In extreme cases, gestational diabetes can lead to miscarriage or stillbirth, as well as complications in labour that put mothers and babies at risk.
Okay, and when did you last have any blood tests done?
I think about 2 weeks ago, because I was having pain under my stomach.
Okay, so they did some.
Most women wouldn't know that they've got diabetes during their pregnancy, and that's why it's really important that you have a test for diabetes if you are at risk during your pregnancy. Your midwife will talk to you about screening tests for gestational diabetes, and if you have one of the risk factors, you'll be offered what's called a glucose tolerance test, which is usually done at around 24 to 28 weeks into the pregnancy. And that's where we ask you to have nothing to eat or drink the night before. You have a blood test first thing in the morning, we then give you a sugary drink, and then you have a blood test 2 hours later. So there are a number of women who are at higher risk. Women who have a family history of somebody with particularly type 2 diabetes, women from an ethnic minority group that have higher rates of diabetes, particularly South Asian women, for example, and also women who are obese, women who have a body mass index of more than 30 are at particularly high risk of developing gestational diabetes. Women who are also at risk of diabetes are women who are having twin pregnancies, and also women who've previously had a large baby. And like all conditions during pregnancy, if a woman's had gestational diabetes in her first pregnancy, she's more likely to get it in her subsequent pregnancies.
They're really good. So you're obviously eating all the right things and doing all the right things. That's brilliant.
It's really important for both for your health going forward and for your baby's health that we identify diabetes during your pregnancy, so that we can give you appropriate advice about diet and lifestyle, and that we can keep your pregnancy healthy, keep your baby a nice healthy weight, so that your delivery and your baby's ongoing health is as good as possible.
You can go to the Our Chance website to see more films in the series and find out about this campaign to save the lives of mothers and babies. If you're pregnant or have a new baby, you can also download the free Baby Buddy app, which contains all the Our Chance films, as well as more than 200 other films and lots of information to help you and your baby have a healthy start. The Our Chance films and campaign have been created by the charities Best Beginnings and SANS and are supported by the Department of Health and NHS England.